All right, everybody, welcome back to the Outdoor Agent Podcast. This isn't some highlight reel podcast. This is real conversations about work, life, family, the outdoors, drinking beer. We're all about that around here. So, as you know, if you've watched, I don't know, the two maybe that I have released at this point. My name is Jake Logan. I am a real estate agent with EXP Land and Ranch. I'm actually the North Carolina ambassador for Land and Ranch. Basically means they made a mistake by asking me to have any sort of role in decision making. But today we got Rory MacDonald coming all the way from Michigan, not Ohio. For whatever reason, this whole time I was thinking Ohio. I don't know why.
You can't make that mistake, bro. You can't do that.
Maybe that's why. Because I think we had this conversation at one point where it's like, "You're Ohio, right?" And he goes, "I already don't like you." So, but anyways, we're gonna talk about God knows what today. Me and Rory, we met at EXPCon in Miami, just out of happenstance. Like, we're just standing in the back of the room, and he's like, "Land and Ranch," and I was like, "Honestly, I don't know. I should, but I don't know. I think I'm in the right place."
Like, the cowboy boots give it away.
Yeah. I was like, I watched one person come in here in a trucker hat, and I was like, okay, I think we're in the right spot at a national convention.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, Rory, he's up there in Michigan. He's got his own team, his own firm type thing. We'll get into that later. And I mean, he's just been killing it since day one. Well, probably not since day one, but at least the last 3-4 years. He's been an Icon agent 4 times now.
Yeah, four time. Yeah,
4-time Icon agent, and I'm sitting here like, man, these $3,000 commissions are never gonna get me to that level. But the cool thing about Rory is he has zero interest in what I'm doing down here, but he's always offering, to help me and help me get better at what I'm doing. So that's kind of when I knew we would hit it off real well. So this podcast, man, it's no scripts, no bullshit. We say whatever the hell we want, and if people don't like it, well, I guess they don't really have to listen in. But we'd appreciate it if you did.
Sure.
So, anyways, other than that, Rory, man, I am glad you came on. Finally made it happen. I know we're both busy, and I'm, attention spans, God knows where, but welcome in, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. It's a privilege to be able to jump on this and then have a conversation with you about what's happening, not just, in Michigan, but what's happening in your neck of the woods, what you guys are doing down there. And hopefully this is something that somebody can take and grow their business or, just get some information from. I think it's a good thing. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, I kind of like when I started it all and I thought I wanted to do it, this is like a 2-year deal, like in the making. Cause
for the podcast, you're saying?
Yeah. Cause when I was getting out of the Army, I remember talking with Shelby Johnson. She's the founder of the 5 Pillars group that I joined, real estate with out of here in Fayetteville. And she was just a killer with Keller Williams from day one. She was like rookie of the year. So like 50 houses or some shit. Like, it was insane. But then I was talking to her about it. She goes, keep in mind, this was during the time where houses were like foreclosed, like a lot of foreclosures. They were like $15,000, $60,000. She goes, how many homes you have to sell to make a paycheck, essentially?
Yeah, everybody's buying them on a credit card. They're that cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, and then Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, it's like everybody's an investor now. They think they're an investor. So there's some good ones. Don't get me wrong. There's some really good ones, and we help them quite a bit. But I was talking to her about the podcast because she has the Agent Goldmine, and then she hosted Real Estate Rockstars podcast for like a year or two. So she knew what she was doing. We set it down, and I was like, I want to do this, basically helping veterans. That was it, and real estate and VA stuff. And I was like, man, like, I know me, my mind's gonna change like 67 times. So then I was like, we'll put it on the back burner, and we got into this. I was like, dude, I just want to watch the Southern Outdoorsman podcast. I like them. Working Class Bow Hunters, I believe we talked about that. So it's actually one of my wife's ex-boyfriend is on there from high school. He's one of the hosts. So I was like watching them. I was watching the Southern Outdoorsman, and then like listening to like Jeremy Kane and Taryn and all of them. I'm like, I kind of want to combine all of this. And then also I like drinking beer. So let's put that in there too. So
yeah.
After a long time, we finally got it going, and a lot of Chat GPT prompts. But
I love it, man. No, that's good. It's interesting. I don't know if it's real estate specific. It might be just a little bit of everything. but like when what it is that you want to do, what you're passionate about, what you love, how you like spending time with people lines up with somebody else, you know, it's just kind of like, man, dap up, dude. I where have you been my whole life? Like, that's kind of what I felt like when we were at EXPCon too. I'm like, I walked to the back of the room and there's you, and I think it was Cody too, who were sitting there.
Yeah.
Where's Cody? He's in Texas, or no, he's in Missouri,
southeast Missouri, I think, or southwest.
Yeah, he's down in Missouri. I'm like, man, these are my people. Where have you guys been? Everybody's walking around $2,000 suits, and you guys got cowboy boots on and a hat, and Cody throws in a lip. I'm like, man, I'm home. Yeah. Where have you guys been? So it's cool seeing that and know, like, yeah, it's the land and ranch people. I feel what you're saying, like in my blood and guts, man. I lining up with people that have a similar mindset to what it is that we do, but still doing it at a high level, selling real estate at a high level and taking care of people more than anything at a high level is awesome when you get to do it. It's even better when you do it with somebody else. And so, yeah, man, I'm excited, man. It's going to be a fun year, and being able to continue doing that now with a community that's around the United States is pretty freaking awesome. That's for sure.
I mean, you look at it and you see like Jess Ross down there in South Carolina. I mean, she's working on listings with partner agents out in Utah.
Like,
there's not too many people. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about it, I was like, I'll just do a referral. Nah, man, like if it's probably a referral in all essence of the definition of it, but it's a partnership, because land, more times than not, it's not a local buyer, especially rural land. And if it's a big tract of land, like where I'm from, town of 600 people, very similar, you know, like how Michigan is, these small towns, is there's like 2 people that can afford that. And odds are they have their own land that they don't give a shit about what anybody else is doing, unless it starts getting into theirs. Like, okay, I'm going to buy that cash right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're right. You got to do land and you got to go across the country. Dude, I haven't seen, I mean, granted, I've only been at like a year and a half, but like, I don't know of too many other places. Like, hey, you got somebody, I just put one in there. You got somebody in New York, it's 600 acres on a mountaintop. Like, dude. In the Finger Lakes, like, talk about beautiful fall, like autumn colors, like that's it.
Right. Yeah. No, it's
I love it.
For sure.
I love it. And when I first met you too, you're like, hey, yeah, check it out. Like, this is my Instagram, and like Facebook, text me, whatever. I looked it up. It was like Detroit Metropolitan Icon agent, like clean cut looking dude. I'm like, he wants to join Land and Ranch? Yeah. Then we started talking. He goes, dude, I love me some ducks. I love me some shooting some birds and shooting some deer. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah. Doesn't quite line up with my my venison backstrap steaks, but you know, they taste the same when they're cooked, right?
Hell yeah. And we just had deer tacos last night. And then I'm working on a ranch, working with a rancher. He's an active duty guy, and he started his own cattle ranch. Like, here, out of pocket. Like, he's doing it right, and he's doing it. It's awesome. But we were in a group text with him and one of his guys that he works with. It's also like, we all kind of hunt in the same areas and do stuff. And just out of nowhere, he sends me a picture of backstraps that he's cooking up. I'm like, oh man, deer tacos, like all at the same time. And he's like, oh, well, you know, I got a lot of beef lately. And I was like, no shit.
Yeah. Dude, the best part about this too. So I told you before we jumped on, I started doing 75 hard. And one of the things that I'm really focused in on that I've never done before was focusing in more on my diet. The macros that are within venison is unreal. The amount of protein that you get from venison and no fat, like next to no carbs. It's unbelievable. So pretty big positive. If you're not hunting, you need to be.
Who is that guy, the Liver King?
Yeah.
He's like, all you need is wild game and don't even cook it.
Yeah. Just eat it. Yeah, best of luck to you, man. My wife ain't
there's a great thing that we call these days. It's a pellet smoker.
Oh yeah,
you know what? You can smoke whatever you want out there, and like in a wood shack with, you know, moss on top of it, like on a lawn. But I'm gonna plug this bitch in. I'm gonna crank it to the temperature I want. I'm gonna leave it.
Yeah.
You know? I like moderate amenities, but I also like shooting some animals. So.
Yeah, I'm with you.
No, it's definitely one of those deals too, and like, I'm a adult onset hunter is what we call it. 2019 was the first time I even entertained the idea of shooting animals for whatever reason. I'm from the Midwest, man. Kids were missing school on opening day of whitetail. Like,
There's schools up here to take it off, man. I live out in rural Michigan, and there are schools up by me that they take off November 15th every single year. They take a day off.
I'm almost positive there was an issue because our like valedictorian was like, I'm going deer hunting, and he's like, I can't miss like school and blah blah blah, because he's getting into like the Air Force Academy as a pilot and all this stuff. So, like his record at school was very important, and he was just raising holy hell, and he's very outspoken dude. Like, you always knew where he was in the hallway. Like you never guess he was a valedictorian. He's a total degen, and I love it. But he raised holy hell about getting excused absences on that morning, and I think finally our class was like the most vocal about that shit, and like just ruthless. Like if there's something we didn't like, we'd tell them. And we had our senior trip threatened to be taken away, like just because we raised holy hell the whole time. And I think they finally ended up, hey, excused absence, don't count it. But obviously, like you got to still do your work. And I think it's finally like a thing now. So
yeah.
But no, man, it's been cool. And I started in 2019 hunting. First animal I killed is downstairs. It's a like 6.5, 6 foot 10 inch squared out black bear.
Wow. That was the first animal you shot?
Yeah, shot it between two glaciers in Alaska.
You're starting
downhill
on a Cadillac is what you're doing.
I mean,
yeah.
And then the crazy thing was, like that year I shot 2 caribou because they opened it up for 2 of them that year. And after that, I'm like, dude, this hunting stuff, it's easy. Like,
yeah,
sign me up. And then everybody I talked to, like the guides up there and everything, they're like, we watched you hunt one weekend when you were out here with us. You're going to have to settle down. And I'm like, what do you mean? And he's like, you can't just go run off after animals all the time. Like, I was like, no, I can, because I did it. And they're like, yeah, the bear. Okay, we'll give you that. Real good bear. Those caribou, they were like a year old, man. And like, you just took off running after them. And I'm like, well, yeah, they're going to get away. And they're like, then wait 30 minutes. There's probably going to be more. And so, I was at that stage when you're 10 years old, you're shooting everything.
Yeah.
And I'm 30 doing that.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's so much fun. Man.
Yeah. There's a saying that goes around that's you can't eat the horns. That's what I always tell people. You can't eat the horns. Everybody, every year so I say this to people a lot, and there's a lot of things within business that I think equates and you can learn from. There's a lot of things in hunting that I think you can equate and learn from when it comes to applying to your business. But one of the things that I tell people, like for hunting, for me specifically, I love deer hunting. I love duck hunting. I really love turkey hunting. And I started off deer hunting.
Turkey. That was actually, I take that back. That was the first hunt I went on. It was with my brother when I was PCSing from New York to Alaska. We just happened to stop home during turkey season. I didn't even think anything of it. And I was out there helping them build blinds out of sticks, like doing like my OP and like all my army gear, thinking I'm cool and everything.
Yeah.
He goes, dude, this worked. I got a turkey. And then we went the next day and he started calling the turkeys. And I seen this thing. I heard him gobble, like it was dark. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then they kept talking back and forth. And I turn around and this thing's staring at me in the face, full speed, like coming right in. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah. Get ready. Here he comes. Yeah.
I was hooked, man. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. But I haven't gotten a turkey yet, man. I came close last year.
You got to get one, man. It's not the same as shooting a deer, but like everyone up here in Michigan, people start off hunting. They start off deer hunting. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And then you slowly transition into other things, whether it be duck, pheasant, rabbit, turkeys, whatever it might be. You end up transitioning to other stuff. And so for me, it was the exact same I've started deer hunting, transitioned that over into turkey hunting. And man, like I went out deer hunting one time this year. Turkey hunting and duck hunting, I try and get out at least once, maybe twice a week, which is hard to do when you got kids. I've got 3 kiddos at home, and it just makes it difficult not being able to get them to school and stuff.
Yeah, because then you feel bad, and then you feel bad for your wife,
dude.
Like, what am I really doing? Like,
yeah, exactly. I'm sitting in the woods for 3.5 hours, 4 hours, and like
while you're getting terrorized by 3-year-old dictators.
Yeah, and I didn't even see anything today, so this kind of sucks. But I've come to the conclusion that deer hunting fills my freezer and turkey hunting fills my heart. I love turkey hunting. It's the best. It's warm.
Dude, I like
That's
that.
the best part about it. It's good stuff, dude, for sure. Springtime is the time to recharge when I'm turkey hunting. I'll put it that way.
Man, if you do some turkey hunting down here, like, yeah, it's warm, like it's hot, like straight up hot because it's April or May or something like that. And right now, like we're about to get hit with like the storm of the century for North Carolina. Everybody's already shutting shit down for Saturday, like, and it's not even here yet.
Yeah, you guys got a lot of time.
Yeah, we're supposed to get ice and all that stuff. I came from New York, Alaska, in the Midwest. Like, dude, whatever.
Settle down, guys.
But yeah, so like you get down here and it's like 100 degrees in April, and they're all excited and everything. I'm sitting here just dying, like dying. Like I got a leafy suit, like camo suit, shirt and
like
jacket,
a ghillie type thing.
Yeah, I mean it's just like super lightweight, so I wear shorts and a t-shirt underneath it, and that was part of the reason I got it, because I can throw it over like my Carhartts too, you know.
Sure.
But man, like the mosquitoes can get through it. I'm just dying. Like,
you got to get yourself a thermocell, dude.
I have 2 of them I run,
and they don't do anything
for a little bit. Like,
wow.
And that's just, I contribute that to why I can't sit still. I'll just
taking notes really quick. Don't hunt turkeys in North Carolina.
Oh, it's so fun because like the weather is great. Like, don't get me wrong, but you also gotta, like, if you're gonna sit down on the leaves, look for copperheads. You know what I mean? Like that's something I never thought of until I almost sat on one, and I'm like,
yeah.
But I love it. I think it's great. I definitely suck at calling, but I ended up like crawling, like I was calling it. It was stuck at the end of this field, wouldn't come in because he had like 7 hens with it, and I counted 7. Turns out there was 8, and I was crawling down this gravel road with, I think, was I using a bow at that point? No, I had the shotgun. Crawling down. No, I was bow hunting one. Like that, I was like, I'm gonna do it the hard way again. Why not? And so I got 60 yards, maybe, like almost there, and this hen popped out of the ditch. Had no idea it was there, and that was as close as I got. I'm terrible at calling. I'm getting better. I do the mouth call because I move a lot, but I was hooked. Like this is like elk hunting for people that are out of shape like me. It's great.
That's what they call it, man. Poor man's elk hunting.
I loved it. So
yeah.
But enough of the hunting. We'll get back to that.
It'll come up again, bro.
30 seconds probably. It's probably going to come right back up. But let's talk about you, man. Like, I'm fully interested in how you kind of got into this from your previous career, and then how you just consistently just freaking kill it. Because, you know, that's, everybody gets into it. Like, hey, I want to sell a house a month.
Sure.
And cool. Like, that's great. You can do that for the rest of your life. Totally fine. But if you really want to like start building that wealth, build up a good income coming in every year, like the fact that you're doing it on an exponential level 3 to 4 times already, as far as getting an icon, like capping is my goal, right? Cap every year. I want to cap. After that, cool. Like if it goes better, cool. But like you're doing it to the next level consistently, and you're not, I guess Detroit, like it is kind of a bigger area, but you're doing it in rural areas. You're doing it the right way without being a fucking suit and tie asshole looking, like cutthroat, like I don't know. A lot of icon agents, not like icon, but like that caliber of agent, you see them in big cities, and they're on Netflix now.
Yeah.
How are you doing it from your background, and how long did it take to get you to where you're at, and like how are you still maintaining that blue collar type attitude?
Yeah, so to answer that question, I got to go way back to like the beginning of how, like, you got to know who I am to know the steps that I've taken before anything. So
I'm gonna get some popcorn. Hold on.
Yeah, you're good one.
I love it.
So if I go way back, and I mean like to the very beginning, my parents were military. My mom and dad divorced at a very young age. My mom moved back here to Michigan to live with family because she was divorced. I had my brother here, and it just, growing up, I was kind of, I'll call it man of the house. I was talking to my brother recently, and he I always forget the name of the movie, but it's a Disney movie with 2 brothers, and they've got the van that they're always traveling in, and some magical movie. Like that was our life growing up. It's going to bother me now that I don't know the name of it.
I think I've seen it. I don't know what it is though.
Yeah, I'll look it up here in a minute. And but that was our life growing up. Like my brother and I, we did everything. We played outside together. We, played football together out in the backyard, played basketball, ran the local, community pool that we went to. Like, we did everything together. And like I said, I was kind of man of the house. I started working at the age of 12. I was doing construction stuff. I was, bussing tables whenever I could. Fast forward to high school. I loved football, grew up playing football. I went to Chippewa Valley High School, graduated from there, and had the opportunity to go and play college football up in Northern Michigan. And then I also had this opportunity to do an internship at a local church.
That's why we're friends, dude. I played college baseball. Like,
did you? Yeah. So,
I knew it.
So I ended up not going to play college football, strictly because I felt this like strong tug of, I was sitting down. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. And one of the things that I try and do on a consistent basis is take steps closer to what it is that he's calling me into, and not necessarily what I want, because what I want is often fleeting. And so I went to a local church. I sat down. The whole place is completely empty. And I didn't hear the audible voice of God, but I heard him say, hey, if you choose to go play football, I'm going to be with you. Like, I'll be there. I'm going to bless it. It's going to be good. But do you want to see what I have for you? It was kind of the feeling. And so turned down a scholarship to go play football, ended up doing an internship at a local church here in Michigan. And really the whole thing that I was doing there was leading high school students. And more specifically, I've always had a passion for the special needs community here in Michigan, and really helping them kind of integrate into the church, because they don't really have many people, especially if you're older and, parents might not come, or they might not trust that they can handle you, kind of a deal in the church setting.
I see it too, because like I got family members with special needs, and it's one of those deals. Like if you don't know the people there, you feel like you're a burden.
Yeah, exactly.
Bringing people and bringing extra people, because like, and I'm not saying this to offend anybody, but a lot of the times, like, there's going to be things like they're going to be loud, or they're going to say inappropriate things, but like people understand that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Exactly. So kind of the whole goal behind it was to partner people up. And I was specifically focused on like the high school, middle school age kids, and partnering up with somebody that was their age, maybe goes to the same school, but will bring them to church. Mostly for the community side of it. Obviously we want these guys to know Jesus, but mostly for the community side of it. So that flows
into the rest of their life too. Like it flows into the school. It flows into the community, where it's like they have somebody that they can trust and help out where needed. That's good, dude.
Exactly. Yeah. So that then led to me going, okay, I'm wrapping up this internship. What's next? Is it a career in ministry? Am I going to be a preacher? What is this going to look like? And it actually led to me going into education. So I became a teacher. I went to Wayne State University, got a degree in special education and elementary ed, ended up getting a job out of college at a school up here, Oxford Middle School. Loved the school, loved what I was doing. Ended up having a classroom that was more life skills based, of being able to take kids that just really struggle with, even the most mundane little things in life. I mean, like tying shoes, going home and being able to make a sandwich for yourself. They just didn't know how to do it because they were never taught. And so being able to teach kids that, well, I did that for about a year, and I went, man, I am making no money. I think my salary while I was at the school, and this is like includes me going out and coaching and getting paid extra stuff for that too. I think I was making under $40,000, and my wife was in a position where we had one child at the time, and I went, you have to work. Like we don't have a choice. And it's always been my goal, because I saw my mom growing up being a single mom and working 2 to 3 jobs, to be able to put my wife in a position where she didn't have to. If she wanted to go work, go for it, babe. Like, I want you to do what you want to do, but I don't want you to have to feel like you need to go to work or have to work just to make our finances work. So, got my real estate license in 2017. It was February of 2017. I joined a small little boutique brokerage here in Michigan, which is, everything that you were describing, like multi-million-dollar homes is who it is that I was working with. And then, or who that brokerage kind of specialized in. And then I was the one working with, rural properties, people out in like Port Huron, Michigan, which is a little bit lower income, Mount Clemens, Michigan, lower income, Roseville, Michigan, lower income. And so,
and like odds are you probably related to them better than like other people in their
dude, like I I have this conversation with agents on a regular basis. Like, Rory, why don't you do, $1 million, $2 million houses? I'm like, listen, I pull up in a Ford F-150 that's covered in dirt.
I don't mean to interrupt you. I don't know if it's my internet or yours. It's kind of cutting in and out.
I'm not sure.
Are you like seeing me clearly?
Yeah, you're coming through.
Okay, we should be good. I've been having issues with this lately. Let's check something real quick, and then we'll get right back to it with your dirty F-150. What is going on here?
Yeah, mine is. I've got full internet here.
I say your audio's fine. Here we go. I think we might be good now. All right. So, anyways, you roll up in your dirty F-150.
Yeah. So I'd pull up like who it is that I am. I'm not going to change who it is that I am just so that I can, appease somebody else, if that makes sense.
That you think you have to be.
Right. So, was working with like I said, like average sale, I think at the time was about 175. Like I had, it was lower, but I did 20 deals in that year. And so I realized that I had made my teaching salary in like 7 months, maybe. And, we're going into the new school year in 2018, and I'm talking to my wife and I'm like, hey, this is really good. Things are really awesome. We've got, everything's great. Don't have anything to complain about. We're almost to the point where all of our debt's paid off, and you might be in a position that you could step out of what it is that you're doing as far as work. And got woken up in the middle of the night and felt like God said, quit your job as a teacher and go do this thing full time. And I'm like, not a freaking chance, man. Like this, it's stable. I know that I'm going to have something. I'm part of a union, so they can't fire me for some odd reason. Like everything's great. Why would I do that? And 2 days later, my wife wakes me up, and she's got a really strong connection with the Lord too, which has been a blessing in our household. And she just says, hey, I know this is going to sound nuts. I know it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you're getting ready to leave for work, but I feel like God said it told me to quit your job. I don't know what that means. So I come home that night. I'm like, listen, all we're going to do, we're going to spend the entire month of November, and we're just going to pray about this. And you're going to pray separately, and I'm going to pray separately. And if we come to the same conclusion of let's go do this, then we know what our answer is. And so that's what we did. We made it today 22 out of the 30 days or whatever it was. And I'm like, hey, I've got an answer. I don't want to just keep beating this for the next 8 days. Like, I've got an answer. Do you feel like you have? And she said, yeah, I do. So just before Thanksgiving, I think it was, I'm sitting down in the principal's office for the first time in my life, not in trouble, and going, hey, I know this sounds crazy. You didn't hire a crazy person, but God told me to quit my job, and I need to do that. So I'm not going to come back after Christmas vacation. So it was 2019, January of 2019, I think it was. I stepped into real estate completely full time, and it's a sobering feeling because it's one of those ones where you're like, man, this has to work. At that time I had 2 kids, and I'm like, this has to work. This has to work. So whatever it is that I have to do, being on my birthday, being on New Year's Day, being on Christmas, whatever I have to do, I'm going to do it because this has to work. There's too many things at stake now. And so that's led to the transition in EXP, starting a team, completely folding the team, starting something brand new, changing our branding, changing all kinds of different stuff. A lot of the reason for that is kind of, like I said before, like just leading into what it is that God, I feel like, is asking me to do. And that would include joining like Land and Ranch, meeting you. It's been super good. So right now, where we're operating is, I'm a associate broker here in Michigan, and we have a small office in Clinton Township, Michigan, which is more suburbs area, but I live up in the sticks. I live up in Richmond, Michigan, just south of Memphis. Most people don't even know that there's a Memphis, Michigan. And
south of Memphis, Michigan.
Yeah. So Memphis is right on the border. For sure. So Memphis is right on the border. You've got three big counties within Michigan. You've got Wayne County, which is where Detroit's located. Uh-huh. You have Oakland County, which is more the affluent, higher sales price, a little bit more affluent clientele, if that makes sense. And then you have Macomb County, which is kind of middle class, right in the middle. North of that, and a little bit east of it, is St. Clair County. Memphis sits right on the border between Macomb County and St. Clair County. So that's like where I live. I think it's a 45-minute drive from my house to my office. And we have 7 agents that operate out of this office. We run super lean. I laugh about this a little bit because I've had a lot. At one point, we had like 17 agents, and I got rid of a lot of them. And I laugh saying I'm one of probably the only EXP agents in the entire United States that said, "Hey, go to a different brokerage."
Yeah, no kidding. Everybody's always like, "You join EXP, it's great, man."
Yeah,
like,
and it is
for
great. The right person. It takes
Yeah.
a special person to be a part of a brokerage like this, and it's been really good, man. So we did right on 82 transactions as an office this past year out of 7 agents. 47 is just my group, my team, which consists of me. I have an ISA who makes outbound phone calls for me, a transaction coordinator who basically handles everything on the back end, and she's amazing, works around the entire United States. So if you're needing that, or if you're listening to this and you're like, "Hey, I need a TC that I can trust," I have one for you. Reach out to me. And then I have just recently brought on a buyer's agent to take on some of the, buyers that are a little bit further away, more difficult for me to get to, but also, training them up to be their own individual agent eventually too is kind of the goal behind that.
So this is blowing my mind here. All right. So like, this is kind of how I was like trying to think of something the other day. I actually met with another TC. I got a phenomenal one. She's really good. She's local and she knows everything around here and knows everybody. She's been doing it for a long time. My wife's getting licensed and she's not taking on any more clients. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to test out a couple new TCs, just see what's up. So Jess Ross like hooked me up with her TC. She does a phenomenal job. I got her going on 2 of them right now. And then I met with another one that's local. They do a lot of investing, and her husband does with like North Carolina Real Estate Investors Association, stuff like that. But they're looking to like scale. She's looking to scale her TC business and have like multiple TCs that she can manage and like do all this stuff. And so my wife would ideally, she likes to do more of the back end work. She doesn't want to do this kind of stuff. Like, she's not a people person as much as I am. I'll talk to a brick wall. So I was like, well, this might work out. And then I'm like, if only I could get a TC that could handle the 76 Facebook messages I got after posting on like 4 different websites of properties I got for sale.
Yeah.
And so like, if I can find somebody that can handle that and like filter through the people that are actually serious, get them on the right page. So like, then once people are able and ready to buy, like that's when they make the introduction. And I'm like, there's got to be something like that. And then I talked to you, it's like running this like a business, like it should be, versus me who's like, I got some shit in my pocket. We'll throw it out. All right, let's see what sticks on this. Does this work? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that's part of the progression of, I guess, the business and why people end up going towards, teams and in-person brokerages and stuff like that. Cause they do have a structure where EXP is like, that's a great part I like about it. Nobody's telling me what to do, but sometimes,
need someone to tell you what to do.
Yeah. And I mean, everybody's available to help. But then you feel bad for taking their time because they're doing the same thing. They're running everything on their own. But definitely that's my goal by the end of the year, is have some sort of structure, have one other person minus like a TC that's like actively like helping me from, initial contact all the way to the close of the transaction. But then you also said you have brought in a buyer's agent. So you guys typically, you and the 6 other agents, look into doing listings for the most part, and then you just brought in a buyer agent so you guys don't have to like leave the office all the time and go show stuff.
Yeah, just to separate this and clarify. So of those 6 agents, only one of them is a buyer's agent on my office. Mm-hmm. All the other ones, they operate their own business. I don't take a piece of their transactions. Luckily, I get paid through EXP, so there's like a financial benefit to me when it comes to helping them. Which is great, but they don't use the office. They're on their own. They're either doing this part-time or full-time, and they just work out of their home. So I don't take a piece of that. Where I'm at, and kind of one of the things that I noticed is, if I back up a little bit, so I started a team at the previous brokers that I was with, and I was trying to take my career in education and my career in real estate and merge the two. So one of the issues that brokerage is running into, and they still are, is taking the agents who's doing less than 5, I'd say, even less than 10 transactions and taking them and showing them how to expand their business to be in a position where they're doing anywhere between like $5 and $7 million worth of business, whether that's on the list side or the buy side. And so that's what I brought in. And I realized, oh my gosh, this is so much to manage. I just can't do it. I don't have enough time in the day. I was making really good money doing that, but like eventually you start,
what does it cost?
Exactly. Eventually you start trading money for time. And I just realized I would rather have more time than this amount of money. I'd rather have a little bit less money and be able to have a little bit more time. You know, when you're answering phone calls at 9:30 at night, when you just put your kids to bed and you're trying to watch a show with your wife, it's hard, man. It's hard.
It took me a year to realize that. And I lost a client because of stuff like that. And they ended up firing me for other reasons that I don't want to get into. It's a funny one. But,
sure. Sure.
I mean, I'll gladly explain it, but whatever. We'll do it. Yeah, that's how it was though. That first year, it's like, dude, drop of a dime. Like, I will go help you. I'll give me 10 minutes. I'll meet you at the property. Like now, I need 12 hours. Like give me 12 hours. I can make it work tomorrow, maybe, depending on what my schedule looks like. But like after 5, unless it's a client that I have now, like under contract, it can wait till tomorrow. Man, like I don't bother you. I don't try not to bother you during your family time. If I text you, it's because I got ADHD, and if I don't, I'm gonna forget it. I tell them that up front, like, hey, if I text you some shit like at like 8 o'clock at night, please do not even look at it. Just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah. So that's transitioning now. One of the things that I noticed is so at that time I was doing like right around 30 transactions just individually on my own before coming into EXP, and that's right around the same time that I decided, hey, I need to change how this business operates. One, for me and my time, but two, I'm gonna hit a ceiling here of how much it is that I'm gonna be able to do.
You're only physically
I don't have the back end stuff
so much. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was right around 25, 30 transactions, I believe, that I brought a TC on.
So you were doing 30 transactions without a TC yet?
I think probably close to like 32. Yeah. 30, 32.
I did 0.
Yeah, it was a lot, man.
Without a TC. I was like, nope, not even going to mess with this. I'm not organized.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think the timing is the most important thing when it comes to a TC. And it's you need to be able to train them well. And it's hard to train somebody well if you haven't run into the issues yet and you were the one handling it. So I'm glad I went about it the way that I did. I don't know that I would have grown to where I'm at now have I brought them on too soon, if I brought them on prematurely.
I've heard that a lot. And then I've also heard the ulterior aspect of it, like bring them in day one. And that's what I did, mainly because like I did this because I wanted more time with my family, because I was spending 18 hours a day working. But I did notice, and a lot of my TC will tell you the same, my lenders will tell you the same, like you saying you got to train your TC well. Well, honestly, my vendors, my TC, my lenders, they were training me because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And I ran into problems from day one. Like I had a deal fall under contract, ended up falling apart. I had, I honestly made mistakes on ones that's like on land specifically. It's like, I should not have told you this, and it fell through. I take full responsibility for it. We just ran into issues that like, I'm glad I did. But if I didn't, I don't know, like I definitely felt like I was being handheld by more than just like my mentor at the time, or like my sponsor. It was definitely, it took a village to get me to even be halfway competent.
Yeah. It's different for everybody. Like
I see it. Like I definitely get what you're saying. It's like you gotta know what you're doing in order to train the next person. I think that's probably why you have a successful team, is because you know how to train those next people, because you've been through it all by yourself. You didn't have somebody doing it. Like somebody asked me how to upload shit in the SkySlope. Let me give you a phone number for my TC. And I tried it once and I was like, dude, nope, sorry, I can't.
Yeah.
I can do it. I just don't want to.
There's a lot of menial tasks that put you in a position where you're going, man, I'm doing this and this is not the money making thing. And that's the things you need to offload. And I just realized being in front of people and having conversations like this, specifically with consumers, is where I need to be, whoever it is, whether it's in the city and they're selling a house, or if they're buying a home and they need to have that initial conversation, that consultation, that's where I need to be. It's not in SkySlope. uploading stuff. It's not in, we use a system, a system here at SkySlope as well for filling out our documents and stuff like that. It's not me filling out this addendum and sending it off for a signature that I need to be doing. It's being face-to-face. Now, what you put on that addendum, I want to know what it is, and I want to check it off and make sure that it's okay. But I don't need to be the one typing it up. I can give you a script to be able to put in there. It's just a matter of doing it now. So, yeah, that's my kind of reasoning behind bringing on a TC, and it's been really fruitful, man. Being able to take a lot of stuff off of me, which has been really good.
So, if you're 82 transactions among 7 agents, and you just hit icon, I seen.
Mm-hmm.
How many deals of that 82 was yours?
47.
47. Jesus Christ. That's insane. And how long did it take you? Like 9 months, something like that?
So my first 9 months I did about, I want to say it was 20. It might have been 17, but I'm going to say 20 in my first 9 months. And so this might be controversial for some agents out there. I'm gonna Jake this, and I'm gonna say it. I don't care.
Hell
but
yeah.
I hate to say this, but this has never been easier. It has never been easier as a real estate agent to get out there and find a client. It has never been easier. And the reason why I say that is because all of you real estate agents, and I'm not referring to Jake or anybody that I know, because I know a lot of people who grind hard, but I know a lot of agents who don't. It has never been easier to find a client because most of you agents suck. Most of you don't know how to talk to people. Most of you don't know how to do it. You're so focused on the menial, stupid things of posting on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and making sure your LinkedIn looks the right way and making sure your logo looks right, making sure your hat looks all of those things are good. There's nothing wrong with them, but those are not the money-making activities. You need to be doing the money-making activities.
Yeah.
And so I scrapped everything, like everything that has to do with not me finding my next client does not matter. That's put off to the side. What are the 3 things that I need to do on a daily basis? 1, I need to find somebody who's ready to buy and sell a house right now, specifically sell, because I know that if I find somebody who's listing a home, I'm going to find a buyer. 100% of the time, I'm going to find a buyer. The other thing that I need to do is I need to find referral sources. Who are the people who I need to connect with? And more importantly, how can I find them business now? How many times do we as real estate agents get a phone call from a lender who goes, hey, just give me a crack at it. Just give me a shot. Hey, I have no problem putting any lender on my list of preferred lenders. I have no problem putting an inspector on my list of preferred inspector. I have no problem with that. However, if you have an agent that you're referring business to and I'm not it, you're going to be lower on this list. Just being honest, it's how it's going to go. So you send me business, I'll put you on the list, and heck, I'll put you on the top. But you got to send me business. The last thing is just pouring into Sphere, man. Like there's a book out there. I brought it up the other day in our land and ranch conversation. It's called Mr. Schmooze, and I'm just starting to re-listen to it right now. That I probably listened to in 2020, maybe 2021. That's the thing. That is the book that really changed how I pour into my referral base as well as my past clients. Like I don't know how to describe it. You got to read the book for it to make any sense what it is that I'm saying. But if you're doing those 3 things, find your next client, make some cold calls. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's not fun. Go do it. Second thing, find your referral sources. 3, pour into your SOI. If you're doing those 3 things on a day-to-day basis, you're going to end up growing. And I noticed this within EXP. I noticed this in the previous brokerage that I was with. There's a reason why icons hit where they do. There's a reason why I've gotten where I'm at, and there's a reason why other icons are where they're at too. And I can guarantee at least 2 of those 3 things they're doing on a daily basis. So if you're not doing it, you need to change what you're doing.
And literally those 3 things are the 3 things that people are uncomfortable doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like with all of it is they're going to be, like you just mentioned, cold calling. Nobody likes doing it, right? But guess what? How do you think before Facebook and before all this social media, how do you think people had business back in the day? when I was growing up in the 90s and the early 2000s, right? Facebook came out when I was in high school or 8th grade, something like that. Like until then, you called people, like you had their home phone number, like,
or
hey,
you knocked on their door, one of the two.
And it comes down to even personal relationships. Like there's a girl that you liked or whatever. You hoped in hell, like you hoped and prayed, hoped to hell that it wasn't their parents that answered the phone when you called. And it's like, hey, I'm going to call you tonight at 6. Please do
answer.
this.
Make sure your dad's not by the phone. Yeah.
And so that's like, it's the same concept now when people are afraid to call somebody's cell phone, like ask them if they're interested in land, because somebody's going to say no, somebody else is going to answer. Then you have to do that. And it's just uncomfortable. Like, okay, cool. I don't like talking on the phone, to be honest with you. Like, I don't do the cold calling. I get hit up from social media most of the time now. Or it's like, hey, so-and-so told me to give you a call. But now I've got a couple clients that have came in where I'm going to have to call people because the stuff they're looking for, it's not going to be available. I can't go on the MLS. I can't go on Facebook and ask. Like, I rely a lot of stuff on Facebook for vacant land and stuff that I'm doing. But these properties here, for a rancher, a farmer, like those farmers aren't going to advertise that they got 100 acres for sale. People are going to go hunt it, or people are going to go trespass, or you're going to get a developer that's going to go in there and make a subdivision. They don't want that. So I'm going to have those hard conversations, and I know it, and I know it's going to happen. But the people that you see fail, not fail. I don't want to say it that way, but the people that you see that this is not the right profession for them. What is it? 87% of people fail in 2 years. And there's 2 reasons, in my opinion. One, they don't have 3 reasons. They don't want to do the uncomfortable stuff. They don't want to put them in an uncomfortable situation. They don't want somebody to say no. Worst they're going to do is say no. They may cuss at you. Cool. Like, whatever. Like, it is what it is. 2, it does take money. It takes money to start this business. And this last year, I made probably not a dime, to be honest with you. But I put it into things that I know I'm going to keep using. Like, yeah. I made the expenses, and I have the benefit of doing that. My wife has a job. I have, VA disability coming in, and I started this while I was still in the Army. So I still had a paycheck coming from the Army, which was fantastic. But if you don't have that consistent paycheck and you're a single person with raising kids, like, it's scary. So sure. I see the financial aspect kicking people out a lot of the time in the first part. And then the final part is like, people are afraid to tell everybody they know that they do real estate. Like, they're afraid somebody's going to make fun of them. Like, I post stuff on social media. Like, I never posted on that personal stuff, not personal stuff, but like my personal life. Cause I was like, man, people are just going to make fun of me because I don't look super cool on it. But like, social media is the new billboards, it's the new commercials. Like, you have to go out there and shove it down everybody's throat that you are a real estate agent. Like, how else are people going to know? You can't afford to run these billboards that, they're here. It's Mark Spain and Keller Williams, Century 21. Like, as an independent agent, sorry, dude, like, you can't compete with that. So you have to be comfortable doing uncomfortable things. And that's, in my opinion, that cuts out 75% of the people. Like, and you'll see it. It's like, hey, you do real estate? Yeah, I just don't know what I don't know. Like, I feel like people get annoyed with me. All right, cool. When I started real estate, I have 500 friends on Facebook. I got over 1,000 now. Yeah. Do I know them all? No. But, if they're adding me, let's see, it's a mutual friend's another agent, or a mutual friend is, whatever. I'll look them up, see what they're about, see if they're real first. And then if they are, cool. Now I'm putting everything I do, they're going to see it every day. Yeah. And when it comes time in North Carolina, they're looking for land and somebody that's not going to bullshit them and fuck them over. Who's that guy? Oh, it's Jake. Yeah, he drinks a lot of beer, so he's got to be honest. Like, what I mean? Yeah. So
there's a lot to unpack in what it is you just said, and this is where I was talking about earlier. There's a lot to learn from hunting that you can apply to business. I can bet you, Jake, your best hunt, your best deer that you've ever shot, your bear that you shot, whatever it is, was probably the most uncomfortable hunt that you've ever been on.
And I almost died.
Legit. Yeah. So here's example of this. I'm going to give you 2 actually. So this year I is the year that I went, you know what, I'm going to spend the fall. I'm going to be duck hunting and I'm not going to be out deer hunting. I find so much joy in duck hunting that I don't find in deer hunting. I'm going to chase the joy, and I'm going to go for opening day. I'm going to shoot a doe. I'm cool with it. I'm fine with that. Well, opening day. So 2 times that I went out come to mind. One was opening day. Here in Michigan, it's insane. Guys sleep on the water because there's not a limit of like 12 o'clock.
Oh, those videos you see where it's like the boats are lined up down the road.
Yeah, you're racing to a spot. It is. I want to say we went out at about midnight. We slept on the boat. We ate breakfast on the boat. We were there until about noon the next day, and it was, you're on a boat, dude. It's not comfortable. There's nothing comfortable about it. Another time that we went out, found a really good spot near Algonac, Michigan. Stay away from it if you're a duck hunter. It's our spot. But while we were there, it was, I want to say it was like 5 degrees, and we had a 30-mile-per-hour wind coming in.
So on the water, so no windbreak whatsoever.
Screaming wind. We were out there for 4 hours. We limited out. Like we would not have that if it were not for the willingness to be uncomfortable. And the last one I have for you is I went down to Florida a couple years ago. Turkey hunting, love getting out for turkeys. You mentioned the mosquitoes, dude. I like, we were on the edge of a swamp. My hands were mosquito bites. Like I was covered. But here, I'm gonna show you this. I keep this in my office for this reason. I shot the biggest turkey I've ever shot. It's hanging on the wall in my garage right now. These are 1.5. I know everybody's going to go, you got turkey? Yes, I do. Sure I'm on the land and ranch. This is what we do. These are 1.5 inch spurs from a turkey that I shot down in Florida.
Yeah, that's
I keep these with me because how uncomfortable I was hunting. I would not have shot this bird. I would not have had this experience with my wife's uncle. I would not have had the opportunity or the story to share with it if it had not been for the willingness to be uncomfortable. And so if you're willing to do it for other things in your life, if you're willing to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and go to gym because you're just like, hey, I just got to be healthy. I just want to live longer. I just want to look a certain way. Or you're willing to eat the uncomfortable things and not have ice cream every night and not open up a bag of potato chips because you want to look a certain way. You see the end goal. I feel
personally attacked here because I do lines every night is what I call. I do a line. And it's a whole sleeve of the Oreos.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're willing to do that in other areas in your life, you're not willing to do it in real estate. Why are you even doing this? Like, just step out, go find a 9 to 5, go do that
and that's totally fine. It's just, dude, and it's the same concept with the military. They're having issues like, oh, everybody should be allowed in. Fuck, they should.
Right.
If you can't handle that, you shouldn't be in it, and that's fine. Like, you don't have to be included in everything. Same concept. I don't have to like you. Sure. I'm not going to be a dick to you, but I don't have to be your friend. Like,
no,
it's not for everybody.
Trust you. It's hard to trust somebody without the drive to take care of the person next to them.
No, I get that. And like I said, the bear that I got we got out there, we flew out there the day in Alaska. If you fly in, you have to wait. It's like 12 hours or until the next day after midnight of that day in order to go hunt. Because they don't want you just dropping in, shooting and leaving.
Sure.
And so we got in, it was a beautiful day, like right between the glaciers, right. So where it was at, the glaciers feed into the inlet. So they call it like the arm or the pass, and they or not the pass, but the arm, and the water feeds into the inlet. It goes out into the ocean. It's like brackish waters type shit. It's where the salmon come up and all that good stuff.
Okay.
Well, we flew in between 2 glaciers. So like we're right next to the ocean. We're surrounded by mountains on either side, like pretty much 270 degrees surrounded by very large mountains. And then there's another glacier on the other side of that is like Seward. So like where the famous cruises go in and all that stuff. So big ocean, big deep water ocean. Everything could be great weather-wise. The minute it gets up over the ridge, like all hell breaks loose. It just sucks. Like when we lived there right before my kid was born, in that same spot, well, obviously from my house, you could see where we were hunting essentially. But right before my kid was born, we had 103 mile an hour wind gusts for a week coming through there. And it was already 0 degrees. So negative 78 degree wind chills for a week.
Yeah.
And we went out hunting in May, and like one day was great when we flew in, phenomenally dropped us off. And then like I have the satellite texting, GPS inReach, Garmin inReach. And he texted me on there, the guy that flew us in, he's like, hey, just so you know, like, if I have to come get you early, like, it's just because it's raining, or whether you're going to be out there till like Wednesday. And we were like planning on a weekend hunt. I'm like, oh shit. Cool. So from the time he dropped us off that next morning, we just got pounded with rain, and it was like 50 degrees, just pounded with rain. And I didn't have any of the gear. I used my Army issued gear that we had, like, not great, it's mass produced, whatever. Couldn't get warmed up. By hour 12, we were just soaked to the bone. Like, all our wet weather gear was done. Couldn't get warmed up. We ran out of food because we were trying to keep calories in to like kind of warm ourselves up. We ended up seeing just tons of bears. We shot this one, and it was already 11:30 at night, and it's still daylight, obviously. And so we're like, all right, we're gonna let it go. Like, I'm exhausted. Like, physically, I cannot go up that mountain right now. I just can't. So we went and slept, ate whatever little bit of food we had left, went and got it. Just miserable. And when we came down, we were walking back. I had the hide on my back in my bag, and my buddy had all the meat. He's a brute, so like obviously he's a brick shit house. Like, he carried the heavy shit, and he was up ahead of me, and he's like, I can't stop, man. I'm sorry. Like, if I stop, I'm not going any further. So he was up ahead of me by a couple hundred yards maybe, and I'm just struggling. And he's taller than me. I'm short, walking through waist deep alders that are real thick and nasty. Like, water's up to my waist. And then lo and behold, a bear almost killed me. It was not a bear that was living. It was the bear that was on my back. I fell into the water. It rolled up over on the top of my head, and it weighed 75 pounds, and the water was so deep that I couldn't push my hands to the ground. It was so swampy. I couldn't even lift my head up above the water. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is how it is. Like, I'm going to die today from a bear that was already dead. Like, how is this possible? And like, I started kind of like getting that tunnel vision and like seeing stars. I'm like, oh shit, well, this sucks. And I just reached up, tried to grab something, grabbed a branch, and just got my nose above the water and like figured it out. Got up, and I'm just like, well, if I can figure that out, like, nothing from here on out is going to be worse than almost dying. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, I never thought of it that way. Like, something about like hunting or putting like in military, like, you're going to get used to being uncomfortable, and it makes me like hunting even more now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I always tell people, like, it's easy to be romantic about nature. Like, if you watch For the Love of the Game, Kevin Costner baseball movie, right? He's like, it's easy to be romantic about baseball. It is. I'm a baseball player. But it's also easy to be romantic about nature. Like, everybody's like, you just like this hippy dippy dude. And I'm like, kinda. Like, but if you left me alone in the woods forever, I'd be happy. So
yeah.
No, that's a good point, man. I don't know. This is a good conversation. I freaking love it. We're learning all kinds of cool stuff today. I got a couple more things. I know we're getting a little bit close to time here. So how did, like, from what you're doing, were you doing land deals like beforehand? Were you doing homes, or like, did you go join Land and Ranch and you're like, oh, now I can, I got the tools to do land? Like, did it just kind of fit in, or is like a new aspect to what you're doing?
So probably I'd say 80 and 90% of the business that I do is existing homes that are in the suburbs or in the city. And then 10 to 20% is more rural stuff. When I say rural, majority of the things that I sell have existing homes on them, and they're on property.
Yeah.
So kind of to answer your question, two reasons. One, this is the world that I'm already in. I live in an area that's super rural and very focused on farming.
You're outdoorsy.
How can I help my community better? It's by tapping into these resources and knowing more to be a better person to call, if that makes sense, and a better resource for the people out there. That's one piece. And then the second piece of it is, up here in Michigan, there's a couple cities right around us that are majorly focused on the equestrian side of things. And there's not a equestrian specific agent in this whole area. And so I don't know a lot about it. at least initially jumping into Land and Ranch. So the main big reason why I decided to do this was I want to be able to be a resource to those people too. They don't really have someone that can market these properties the way that they need to be. Most people just, take their photos and throw it on the MLS, and there's a lot more to this.
If that, they'll just take GIS photos for land and do a map. I hate that.
Yeah, exactly. So those are the two big reasons. And then the last piece is just the community side of it. That's the thing that really pushed me over the edge, is just, a lot of people say this within Land and Ranch. I'm sure you felt it too, but like you walk into the room and you just go, man, I feel like I just found my people. Like that was the biggest thing for me, is a whole bunch of people all with the same mindset of wanting to, more importantly than making money, is taking care of people. Well, and that's how everyone there thinks.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing that I was intimidated at first too. Cause you got like Liz Cruz, like $10 million plus listings out there in Colorado. I think Jeremy Kane just listed a 0.9 acre property for $800,000.
Yeah.
Like vacant land. And I'm sitting here like, I was happy about closing a 1 acre property for $60K, $75K, whatever. Yeah. My first listing was 22 acres for less than $100,000. You know what I mean? But I was super pumped about it. So I was intimidated when I came in. I'm like, what am I going to contribute to these guys? I don't want to talk about, like, me not wanting to talk. Like, I don't want to talk about what I'm doing, because where does that line up in the grand scheme of things with what they're doing? Not once when I actually started talking about things, not once have I ever felt like, okay, yeah, you're cool, do your thing, but like, you're not a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like, some of these people that you wouldn't even know it are literally multimillionaires.
Mm-hmm.
You would not know it. Like the people I came in with real estate and 5 pillars, like there's a picture I remember the previous guest I had was talking about it. He posted a picture a few years ago. It's like, you would not believe the amount of millions of dollars are standing in this picture, because everybody's wearing cutoff shirts, shorts, like whatever the hell it is, like, and that's what Land and Ranch, I think, is separating themselves. A lot of brokerages or land type brokerages, whatever, is the fact that no matter what you're doing, there's a place at the table, which is what I always liked about it. But
yeah, that, and just being at the table is the value, like,
dude, yeah. It's insane. Like, and then those people are asking me for advice on stuff. I'm like, I think I should be asking you. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, it's been good, and I think you're definitely a good fit in there too, because, like I said, we all kind of think the same way.
Yeah.
All right, so I got 3 quick questions, and then we'll wrap it up. So, real quick questions. We don't, you don't have to go too far into it, but like, number 1. What is some bad advice that you followed early that you realized, like, nope, not doing that?
Yeah. Some bad advice that I followed early. When I got into real estate, social media was becoming more and more of a model of what people used.
Yeah.
To the point where I had a lot of people tell me, don't bother making cold calls. Don't bother doing the, outbound calling, things like that. And then there was another group of people that just said, no, you need to do it, man. You're going to tighten up your skills. You're going to grow in this area. You're going to get better in this area. You're going to find business in this area. I'd say the worst advice that I got was people telling me not to do that, strictly because they've had a bad experience in doing it.
Back to the basics.
Yeah, exactly. Go back to the basics and do what it is that works, that people have built their entire business around.
And that's what's going to separate it too, man, because like, it is a personal thing at that point. Like, there is a personal connection. And I think people are missing that. They don't even know who they're talking to. It might be AI,
Sure. It comes back to the goal of it though, too. Like whether it's you're getting business from social media, if you're getting it from outbound calling, you're getting it from a referral. The whole point of having any of those conversations is to do one thing. It's not to sell somebody a house over the phone. It's not to sell somebody a house over a DM that you received. It has nothing to do with that. I want to meet you. I want to be face to face with you, because I know that if I'm face to face with you, you're going to understand my heart. You're going to understand what it is that I do, why I do it. And you're going to hopefully, cross our fingers, if what your goals are and how it is that I go about accomplishing the goals line up, you're going to realize that I'm the best option for you out there.
And
So that's
I try
the
to
big
get,
thing is getting face to face.
yep. That's what I was going to say. Is I try to get people face to face too, because it's easy to say no or like just not answer a text or a message or something like that. And this, and my wife tells me this all the time. She's like, "You're a master manipulator, but like you do it for good, not evil." You know.
Yeah.
But I got a psychology degree. Like I understand people. I've always been a person that could read people. I know when somebody's lying every time. And if I can go into a room and talk to you and give you a legit option, like a legit reason to do business with me, it's gonna be a lot harder to say no in front of my face.
Sure.
And so, like as a selfish standpoint, there, yeah, it is way harder to tell somebody, "Hey, thanks for taking an hour of your time and an hour of your drive. I'm going with somebody else." It's a lot harder when I'm sitting here trying to text somebody for 3 weeks and get a meeting. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's a big thing. And so I'm gonna ask one more question,
Sure.
and then we'll wrap it up. We both came from just kind of careers that you kind of stuck. Like you can make some money on it, but it's never like limitless. Kind of like what we're doing now. In your career and your job and your time and your schedule is all pretty much laid out for you. So if somebody is in that stuff right now and we're in the same boat as me and you were, like there's got to be something more. I need my time back, whatever it may be. What is the advice for someone that's like leaving that stable career? Like what is the best piece of advice you can give somebody in that?
Best piece of advice for somebody who's thinking about stepping out of their 9 to 5, if you will, and into real estate full time,
or anything that's uncertain, like entrepreneurship, like something that's not stable.
Yeah. Well, I'd say two things. I'm going to go back to what you said earlier. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So find the thing that's uncomfortable and roll with it. Because if you're uncomfortable, you got to get yourself into comfort. You have to do the things that you don't want to do. You have to do the uncomfortable things you don't want to do to put yourself in a better position to do what you want or what you're striving for. And then the other thing is they say this at church every single Sunday. And this is it's sober, like in a good way. It's sobering, but at the same time, it should light a fire under your rear end. And that is, God loves you exactly how you are, not as you should be, but He loves you too much to let you stay that way. And so there's a sense of being able to look at yourself in the mirror and go, I'm doing this. I'm doing it hard, but what can you do more? How can you grow? How can you get better? Is it, if you have a goal of talking to 5 people a day, can you turn that up? Can you make it 10 people a day? What can you do?
If you're done by noon, like why are you just going to keep doing it?
Yeah, exactly. So that's what I would say is that piece there. Like what can you do more to grow? Is it talking to people? Is it growing in your skills? Is it growing in your knowledge base of what it is that you're working on and trying to make happen? You got to be bettering yourself. You can't stay the way that you are. Everybody around you is getting better. So pressing into that is the other thing that I would say for anybody who's looking to make that jump, like you asked. You got to learn it. Don't get focused on just the learning, because you can oftentimes get caught in that and miss the money making activities that we mentioned before. But the more you press into that and the more you're willing to be uncomfortable, the better it's going to end up being.
Dude. Yeah. Mic drop. Done. No, like for real, dude. Yeah, I learned a lot talking on here, and I definitely will be giving you a call here soon about some other things. I appreciate you coming on, dude. Like I know we've been trying to do it for a while, and it sucks because like all the people that we're like connecting well within our organizations, like usually like full day drive or a flight away, so that sucks. But I know everybody's gonna love this episode. This was a great conversation, I think, just overall. And for anybody that thinks anything is scripted on any of this, that last part right there, or the part where I'm like, all right, hold on, let's go talk about this. I think there's like 2 parts. That was the only thing that I'm reading off like the notes that I had on here. Everything else is just like, it's real people doing real things in this business, and specifically with the land and ranch crew, and not trying to like sell that, but like people that you surround yourself with. Like these are the conversations we have on a daily basis with the right people. And I think, I knew you a little bit with EXPCon and stuff, but genuinely, man, like Rory MacDonald, good dude, just doing things the right way for the right people. And that's what we're all about. And that's who I want to bring on these podcasts, just moving forward all the ways. People that mean well and are doing well. We may not be perfect, but we're going to help people as much as we can.
Yeah.
whether that's buying a house, buying land, finding God, taking them out hunting. Like I volunteer. I had a land listing, the seller. I asked him, I was like, hey, is it cool if I brought somebody out here, their kids, like they haven't seen a deer this year? You know what I mean? And the only places to hunt around here is Fort Bragg and a couple public lands where I don't trust having my kid out there with people and firearms because people are reckless. And he's like, yeah. So we didn't see anything that day. We saw one or two, but like I volunteered to like bring kids out with their family, like with their dad or with their mom, and just like sit in a deer blind. You know, like if you have an ability to help somebody in some way, shape, or form, do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I'm with you.
Yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. Yeah, like I don't have anything else to say. This is a great show, dude.
I love it. I appreciate you, man. Thanks for having me. It's a privilege to be on here. Excited to see what your podcast becomes too, man. It's very niche focused, which I think a lot of people will really love, whether it's a real estate agent or a consumer down in North Carolina that you're looking to assist and help, man. I think that you've got a lot of knowledge and a lot of information that you could really share with a lot of people. It's just a matter of getting it in the right hands. And, reality is this business isn't about houses or land or hunting properties or, farming acreage, anything like that. It's about people. And that's one of the things that, I really connected with you, Jake, is, dude, you care about people. You care about people. And that's, if your clients don't know that already, they will now. You care about people. And so keep pressing into that, keep doing that. And if you're listening to this too, press into people, get closer to people, grow closer with your relationships with people
Especially
around you,
in this
because that's what's
man.
good.
This day and age, getting like face-to-face contact and relationships is tough.
Yeah, for sure.
But before we get out of here, where can people find you if they want to reach out, man? Like it's, Facebook, Instagram, email, whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable giving out, where can they hit you up?
Sure. Yeah. So Facebook, Instagram, MacDonald Associates is where you can find me. Instagram is probably where I'm the most active out of those two. You can find me on LinkedIn, Rory MacDonald, a little bit of everywhere. It's not hard to find somebody if you search hard enough, but there's a UFC fighter by the name of Rory MacDonald. That is not me. I am the realtor, but hit me up. If you got questions, you have questions about what's happening up here in Michigan, or if you're thinking about getting licensed too, whether it's Michigan or any other states, happy to help you and point you in a direction, as I'm sure Jake would be too. But yeah, thankful for you guys tuning in. I hope that you're all blessed.
Hell yeah. You got the co-sponsor stuff now, man. You get multiple things. Like you got somebody in Michigan. Cool. When we get a co-sponsor, somebody out in Colorado with, Louis' group out there, just tons of information coming in. Like
for sure.
Why wouldn't you surround yourself with the people that can literally people pay for stuff like that?
Yep.
But yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. And until next time, this is the Outdoor Agent Podcast. I'm Jake Logan, the Outdoor Agent. There's another one also, by the way, another outdoor agent thing that I saw the other day. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm better. But I'll probably get sued later on. Who knows? But anyways, appreciate y'all listening. And until next time, buy dirt, plant roots, and leave your legacy. I think this one nailed it on the head on that part.
Love it. Thanks, Jake.
We'll see ya.
Yeah, bye.